Hi, welcome to another Power Blast podcast. So, are you fooling yourself with your workouts? It might be time for a little reality check. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, Perry Tinsley here, creator of the Power Blast podcast, the power of possibility, passion, and purpose. And are you fooling yourself when it comes to your workouts? I know for me, I did for quite a few years. You get your workouts in regularly, right? Maybe you're hitting the gym or you're working out from your living room or maybe you're in your hotel and you put in a good 45 minutes, maybe an hour. You're doing great, right? So let me ask you, how have your results been the past few months? That's where I hit the reality check myself. I mean, I had to ask, are you fooling yourself? You might ask yourself that too. Now, a few years back, it's quite a few years back, I was, kind of just aimlessly going through the motions at a gym, thinking that I was getting in a pretty decent workout, right? I worked up a little bit of sweat, got on a kind of a bike to warm up with some cardio and kind of went around this little circuit thing. And while at the time there wasn't the mobile devices that there are now, because there's a lot of people in our gym that I see spending all this time on their mobile devices when it's like, wait a minute, are you working out? Or you whatever? Anyway, no judgment. But it was really easy to just sit there, winded, or it was just a lot of effort, a lot of work that it seemed. The next machine was coming. It wasn't one of my favorites. Do I really want to put that much effort in? So what I needed to do, and in time, I think I got better when it comes to working out. And still, sometimes I have to ask myself and do a little reality check. Are you fooling yourself? Because you got to ask, have you seen improvements in your muscle size, in your weight loss, in your strength? I mean, those are good indicators, right? Especially if you're doing like pictures throughout every 30 days, or you're seeing like the belt loop notches moved and the clothing's fitting better or whatever. But if the answer is no, you might be taking some shortcuts or not putting in enough effort into your workouts. Might be taking it a little bit easy. I know working out and exercise, it's hard work, but I'll tell you what, first of all, a kudos to you and a pat on the back. Consistency rocks. That's the great thing. I mean, consistently making it to the gym, or if you're streaming workouts at home and pushing play that way, and you're working out, and the things that you want to make sure that you're doing, you want to make sure that the effort you're putting in or the time you're putting in, probably dial that back and say the time that you're putting in is actually going to count, as opposed to this is one thing, at least I checked it off of my list, I showed up, right? So just these things to monitor, if make sure that you're getting the most out of your workout, is to watch your form. Take time. Maybe you're working out in front of a mirror, or even just setting up a video camera, or even just on your phone. But are you performing the exercise correctly and targeting the correct muscles as you do each rep? So are the joints positioned right, and are you doing things correctly? Is one thing to do that, because if you want to get the full benefit of the exercise, you want to make sure you're using good form. And it's really easy to not have good form. There have been times where I think I'm doing the move right, but then when I catch myself on video, and I do a lot of video, or I see myself in the mirror, or sometimes my wife will peek at me across the room and she'll go, honey, take a look at your form. You're all hunched over. You're doing this. But in my mind, I was doing it right. So make sure you have the good posture. So that's one thing. Also, watch your speed. It's really easy to rush through an exercise, especially if it's an exercise you really don't want to do and you just want to get it over with. So are you allowing enough time for your muscles to be under tension? A lot of times that slow movement on the eccentric contraction. It helps to build the muscle, and it helps to build the muscle quicker, which is the results that you want. But doing those there are other exercises that you probably want to do a little bit faster, like mountain climbers, for instance. Those should be done quickly. But there's a variety of tempos to do, so you want to make sure that you're watching your speed. The other thing is challenging yourself. At the end of each repetition that you're doing, are you breathing hard? You're making sure you're not holding your breath, for sure. But you're actually challenging yourself with each exercise. Maybe it's the fact of needing to step out of your comfort zone and up the weights a little bit. I know for me, when I was doing my first 90-day program, I was supposed to switch gears at day 45. You were supposed to go to these harder workouts. And in my head, harder meant tougher work. It meant more time. It meant, man, I don't really want to do this. I kind of got into this groove in this little comfort zone. And I'm fine with that. I don't want to do this. But if you want to improve with comfort, let me rephrase that. Staying in your comfort zone is not a good thing. With challenge comes change. And so that's what you want to do. Make sure that you're tracking your progress, even for your weight too. But when it comes to your workouts, tracking your progress, maybe it's the number of reps you did in a certain amount of time. Maybe it's the amount of weight that you're using. Maybe it's just able to just be stronger, do more push-ups the next time that it was, or the more pull-ups, or whatever it is. And you'll start to notice, you start noticing you challenge yourself from week to week as you look back and go, oh, I can beat that number. Or maybe I'll try and go up just 5 pounds for a few more reps, and then go back to the other weight. And so you're challenging yourself. So I want to make sure you're doing that. Doing the same thing over and over, that may be something that you want to look at as well. Variety is the spice of life, right? And doing the same workouts every single time, every day, the same routine, that all of a sudden the body's not going to change. The body's just going to adapt to it and say, I got this. I know what to do. We don't need to change or refocus our energy in another direction or use additional muscles or anything like that. But I'm going to tell you what, following a plan with variety of exercises and workouts, or at least mixing up your routine every 30 to 60 days, I think can be really powerful. Challenging yourself to try, maybe it's a new machine at the gym, or maybe it's a new exercise or a workout class. Things to keep the body guessing. You'll start watching the changes. Now, I like following a plan. If I'm going to do a strength training program with some cardio, I'm going to follow that plan for several days, but I'm mixing it up each week. It's one day is back and biceps. The next day might be chest and triceps. It's not back and biceps all the time. So there's my point. So maybe mixing up, finding a great routine with that mixes in yoga, stability, that core stuff, cardio, balance, some strength training. Maybe trying a new machine, or maybe it's running or swimming or TRX or MMA, something like that. Your muscles need to be challenged in order to grow as well. So the variety can be very powerful. And it also helps with workout boredom too. It's like, oh gosh, I'm doing this again. The variety it just keeps the brain guessing. So making the most of the time you have and the most of your workout from using good form, pushing yourself with effort, having a variety of exercises throughout the week, that's just going to help you challenge yourself to get better results. It keeps you from fooling yourself. And I know what comfort zones are like, and sometimes I catch myself settling into those and just like, oh, I'm just going to take the easy way out. But the easy way is not going to get the results or take you to where you're wanting to be. So I think if you make the most of your trip to the gym by performing the exercises properly and giving significant effort and enough variety, you're going to see results for a really long time and really start to enjoy the variety and the fun that workouts can be, and you won't be fooling yourself anymore. So that's all I have for this week. I hope this really helped you and you found it valuable. And if there's somebody that you know that could really benefit from this podcast, please share it share it with somebody you know, and drop a comment or get over into the podcast app and leave an honest rating or review. So appreciate that. I love reaching out to all of you. And hey, if you really want to make the most of your day, most of your morning, go and download my very short ebook called My Fit Start. You can get it at myfitstart.com. A great, powerful way of not just exercise, but some mindset stuff that can really lift you up and make the most of your day and help you be more energized and more focused and more productive and just happier. That's all I have for this week. You absolutely rock. Remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week.